dismissed.
Plan B Masterclass.
His greatest masterpiece.
On Spin 1038.
Joining me for the Plan B Masterclass this week is a man who just over a decade ago was working security at the O2 here in Dublin. But fast forward to 2014 and he's in fact selling out stadiums like the Madison Square Gardens, and we'll be back at the O2 on the 22nd of May. It's the WWE Superstar, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Sheamus, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem at all. My pleasure. How are you getting on?
Good. Now, I have to say, I was such a wrestling fan when I was a kid, and I still watch the occasional match, and I have to say, you have one of the coolest jobs in the world. Is that what it feels like to you?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We are all kind of just a bunch of big kids. You know, we're getting to do our dream job and travel the world and, perform in front of thousands of people in arenas and millions of people all over the world. When I decided to give this a go a couple of years ago, well, I'm trying to think now, almost 9 years ago in Dublin, I had no idea how far I'd get or how much of a fun trip this would be and a great job it would be, and it's been just off the charts. I love it. And, going to work every day is not a problem.
Well, Sheamus, because you didn't go straight into this, how do you go from working security, being in IT, to deciding I am going to give the WWE a go?
Well, the first thing is like being able to just set your mind straight and go you're going to take a risk, because that's what it is, I started off in a small company in Ireland doing shows all over the country, and I was just doing small shows here or there, just trying to get a grasp for it. And I knew going into it I wanted to do WWE. I just didn't know how realistic that was. So I was like every weekend after work, I'd work at IT, worked in the Hartford Life, and I worked in Symantec. I'd pack my bag on a Friday, I'd do a show Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I just I wanted to get a feel for it and see if I take to it quickly. But you have a dream, and you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Like I didn't have any social life. Whenever all my mates were going out at the weekends and having fun, I was traveling around in a car jam packed full of people, like trying to get better and better. So you just have to be the biggest thing for anyone if they want to do anything, whether it's WWE, whether it's anything, whether it's sport, rugby, whether it's football, whether you want to be a musician. It's just all about sacrifice. You have to give up a lot of things to obtain your goals.
But Sheamus, how do you, a lad in Dublin going to wrestling matches, how do you get noticed by the WWE?
Well, the first thing was that I was trying to actually shave my head, and I was using fake tanner and all that, thinking I need to look like all these lads over in the WWE. And what happened was when my best mate Ray Senior basically pulled me aside. It was like, you're doing it wrong, fella. Like he was just like saying, you've got ginger hair, you know what I mean? Yeah, you have ginger beard, like you know what I mean. You've got like paler skin than anybody. You should just go do the natural look, because if that's the case, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb in the WWE. And I think that's what really helped me out when I got signed. People can get signed. It's not the hardest to get signed. It's a tough job to get signed by WWE. It's developmental, but like from there, then it's another grasp to get up onto the main roster. And like when I got signed, I had the pale Irish tan and the hair. But when I got to WWE and when I got to FCW, I was in there with a load of guys who were tanned, who looked all the same. When the writers came down and a lot of the producers came down from WWE, every time they were there, I just stood out right away just because of the way I looked. And that was the first step that helped me.
How hard was it, though? Because, you're going into this American market. It's an international industry, but you're going into the American market, and the Americans love padding it up. Going, okay, you are Irish, you have the look, but can you go down that whole leprechaun route rather than just show the real Irish man that you are?
Yeah, that would be the easy way to do it, I think. If you really want to just make it easy, I think the easiest thing would have been to go in and just do it all, the whole shamrock and shillelaghs, big top grease paddy hats and all that sort of lark. So, that's not what the intention was, and that's why I brought the Celtic Warrior in, which is something, I wanted the people here at home in Ireland to be proud of, that's some jokey, over the top character.
Now, I'm sure you get asked this all the time. How much, we see, you tweeted a photo there recently from Memphis Raw. Your back looked raw. The injuries that you get, you've been off for the last year injured with your shoulder. So the injuries that you get are real. But how much of this is entertainment and staged, and how much of it is real?
What WWE is entertainment. It's what we do. We try and we entertain everybody. You look at the characters we have and the storylines that go on. That's what it is. It's an entertainment show, Where the people say it's like an action-packed real-life soap opera that happens in the ring. But saying that when, the physicality that happens in WWE is real. Like the falls you take are real, the bumps you take off the top rope are real. You know what I mean? And I've always tried to, every time I step in that ring, I bring that realism. I mean, I hit as hard as I can, and I always try and bring the best out of my opponents, whether it's aggression or whether it's physicality. I'll always do that. That's in my nature, you know what I mean? That's who I am. That's who Sheamus is.
Yeah.
And I won't settle for anything else than that.
Two people who have been entertaining us for decades now are Vince McMahon, the head of the WWE, and Hulk Hogan. I can't believe they're still around and they're still entertaining. You have to tell us fans, what are they really like?
Well, Vince is, for the first while, Vince can be a very intimidating character when you don't know him. Obviously, he's the boss, and no matter what, everything runs through Vince. And for the first couple of while, you say hello and all, but like obviously the guy's got a million things on his mind. But over the last couple of years, I've got to know him. I mean, you got to earn his trust and earn his time, and I have to agree. Sometimes I'll disagree with some of his ideas, and sometimes I won't. But like in the day, he's the owner and he's the head of the most successful wrestling company ever. He knows exactly what he's doing for a reason. So I get on really well with him. Always have a laugh, always have a joke in the time we have, and he's great. He's a great boss to work for. Hogan, I met for the first time a couple of weeks ago when he came back to the WWE, and he's been really cool. He's been real nice. He's been there like I think every second Raw. But it's cool, I watched him growing up as a kid as well. I watched him taking on Andre the Giant, taking on Macho Man Randy Savage as a kid. Yeah. And it's really kind of cool to get to meet him backstage and just to chill out and talk to him and pick his brain and him ask me questions about my career and stuff. So it's crazy, like if you told me that like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever, before I got WWE, I'd say you were mad. But the fact that happens all the time, you kind of take it for granted when you really shouldn't. You know what I mean? And
finally, Sheamus, I said at the start, you used to work at the O2 as security. You were going back there.
Only for the WWE shows. I somehow blagged my way in, but I didn't get paid for them. I got in just so I can get to see the show and get to be up close by the ring. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but that makes the story even more brilliant, Sheamus, because you've gone from blagging your way in to watch the show to, on the 22nd of May, taking to the stage and wrestling, being part of the WWE in your hometown. What is that like? Like, I know, walking to Madison Square Gardens has to be amazing, but when you come back home to where it all began, what's that like?
It's better than Madison Square Garden. Coming home to the O2 is better than any arena in the world to me. I can't describe it. Like, it's really special. Like, MSG is an unbelievable place to wrestle. Even the O2 in London, like, with 20,000 people is incredible. But, like, let's be honest here. Coming back to Ireland, the Odyssey as well is really special for me. But O2, because I'm from Dublin City, to me, that's the greatest venue in the world because I've wrestled there a couple of times. I just can't describe the feeling. The crowd are just off the charts. They're amazing, singing Ole Ole songs, singing Irish songs, and just an overwhelming feeling. And it makes me so proud to be Irish and so proud to be home. I can honestly say there is no better fans than the Irish. I'm not saying that because I'm Irish, because I've performed in every arena in the world pretty much at this stage. And I'll tell you right now, O2 is going to be my WrestleMania.
Well, Sheamus, we can't wait to see you back on your home territory. Please try and keep yourself safe between now and then because we want to see you here on the 22nd of May.
I will. Thanks a million for the interview. I appreciate it. See you tomorrow.